5 of Build and Battle. Week 4 was crazy. Miami got beat bad by the Bills. We'll see what happens this week. I'm ready for it. Hop into Battle Royale, and then we're going to do DraftKings a bit too. So let's get into it. I'm excited. As you see on the bottom of the screen, we are still trying to reach 50 subs. Would appreciate all the love and support. Anything helps. Just sharing with a friend, subscribing, liking the video, whatever it ends up being. Appreciate it no matter what. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We've been having some success on the DFS side of things. Had a couple nice Battle Royale sweats. A couple weeks ago we had a nice sweat, but obviously the Battle Royales are pretty hard to do, big contests. But yeah, hopefully we can take down this week. Probably not going to do as much volume as I have the last couple of weeks, but I have done a dog bowl, so we'll see how that goes. So that's exciting. I might try to throw a couple dog bowl entries every week. I'm not sure if they're going to change the pricing on that one, but it's pretty fun. The dog bowls are super fun. So anyways, I think next week will be the week I do a review. I just have to figure out like the logistics of it. If I want to like bring people on to like talk about our teams, or just bring a bunch of teams I like and then show them off, and then talk about like advance rates and stuff like that. So not sure exactly what I want to do, but it should be fun to mess around with. But yeah, week 5 is fun. There's a lot of good games, especially in that late slate. We got the Philly Rams, we have the Chiefs Minnesota, and we have one more game in that late window that's pretty interesting. I have to remember what it is when I click on this. So hopping into the Battle Royale, I'll remember what the game is in about like 5 seconds. Maybe there isn't another game. Oh, the Jets-Denver game. That's what I was thinking of. It's not really like a game I love, but definitely some pieces there that I like a ton. Obviously, Amon-Ra's doubtful now, so that changes the slate a bit. We have Gibbs doubtful too, so that really changes the Lions. They might run the ball like 40 times. I don't know what they're going to do, but seems to be trending towards a lot of running. I kind of like the Gibbs and Montgomery Laporta and like just capturing the whole offense. I mean, maybe Jameson plays, but I mean that kind of puts like a guy like Reynolds, if you think he plays, or I guess Raymond is there too, but I don't know. I guess like you kind of free roll Reynolds, and if Reynolds is out, you get Raymond or swap to Raymond or something. I think that could be fun. Who knows? It's pretty interesting though, just looking at the way the slate has changed. Obviously, Cooper Kupp's back, Jonathan Taylor's back. I like Bijan the most. Kelsey's as well. Kelsey's a good one. I might go for the Kelsey Mahomes stack. I love this Eagles game. I think the Rams are going to throw all over the Eagles this week. I don't think that's a hot take, but I think they're going to. The question is like, who is the guy you want? And I'm kind of under the impression that it might not be any of them. Maybe Tutu has a big game. I mean, I'm not saying that Kupp or Puka won't do good. I just don't know who. I don't know if either of them are going to separate in a way that you need to. That's all. I like them both. I like Puka and Kupp a ton. It just, I don't know. Maybe the guy you want is just the Tutu Atwell that just goes like bonkers, like running down the field and stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say. I will grab Jalen Hurts, stack with AJ Brown, and then hopefully I can bring back with one of these two. I don't know if I might just go Tutu late instead, because no one's been taking Tutu. Everyone's been taking Kupp. Kupp's moved up a bunch. Makes Tutu very tempting. Also makes Higbee tempting. That's two options I like a lot late. Yeah, the Jets-Denver game is going to be fun. I think Brees and Wilson both have solid games. Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall, but we'll see. Man, DJ Moore is just throwing it in our face, dude. I actually did not have much DJ Moore, not much Justin Fields, but that's okay. I have a bit, but not as much as I would have liked, knowing what happened. All right, so now I like all these tight ends a lot, but I think I'm just going to lean into Laporta and just start hammering him. Obviously Andrews is in a good spot, but like Laporta's in a good spot to like capture like all of the target share. And I think they're going to score points. Obviously Montgomery's a good bet to score a touchdown, but I just think that there's a chance that there's a decent chance that Laporta ends up getting there as well. Taking Laporta over Andrews, it's like now, like thinking about it, it's just wow, it's just crazy. It doesn't really matter in a 1 week sample, but it is wild. Also, Kyron is very good. I mean, Kyron is going like late for no reason. Kyron's going late for no reason at all. He's like 33. He's pretty much almost undrafted, which is honestly pretty wild. I'll go Garrett Wilson here. Double tight end doesn't seem like the path to victory, but could be wrong. Also, there's some upside on that in that Colts passing offense this week. I think there's a good shot that Pittman could get there, and the other weapons on that, like the tight ends. I think there's a decent chance that those guys could get there this week. Move this back here. Mark Andrews goes. We'll probably do 2 of these. Excuse me. Then I might be able to pick them. Maybe. Not 100% sure if I'm going to do that or not, but might be able to pick them. And then we go from there. All right, so we got Laporta. Oh, man, it's really tempting to go... I just going one-off Mostert. I think Mostert's a good play this week. I'm not sold. I mean, obviously, I love Achane. One of my favorite players, highest exposed, whatever you want to say. But I think there's a good chance it's going to come down to probably who scores the touchdowns. Maybe Achane's a goal line back. I mean, Mostert had a couple fumbles last week. It's pretty bad. But I don't think they just don't trust Mostert anymore. And there's a decent chance that Mostert could come back and then, capture a big share of that work, maybe even get a couple touchdowns. I think he's a good bounce back candidate. And I mean, there's a world where both of them do awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I think it makes sense to go back to them. Joe Mixon's not a guy I usually take. I actually really like James Conner. As gross as that sounds, I'm like James Conner this week. The Arizona-Cincinnati game seems pretty interesting from like a standpoint of like mini stacking, where Arizona loves running the ball. They might keep the game close. They might even play from ahead. Kind of looks good for Chase and Mostert there. So just to recap the squad, we went with A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Laporta, Garrett Wilson, Mostert, and James Conner. So pretty solid. Okay. Perfect. So let's run back into another one. Yeah, so these are fun. You just rip them off. It's so fun. Next week I might try to do a NBA best ball draft as well. That's going to close up here in about, looks like 13 days from now. So definitely want to get into those a little bit more too. I think one thing I'm like, maybe just DFS I'm coming around to, but definitely in this, I'm coming around to the thought that you don't have to stack with your quarterback as much. I mean, obviously in best ball it makes a lot more sense, but like you don't have to stack with your quarterback as much in this. Like if you want to grab 2 pieces of a game that you think are going to be high scoring, you can do that without taking the quarterback, even if it's a running back and a receiver or 2 receivers. Like it doesn't matter. Obviously, if it's 2 receivers, it's a little different, but I like taking a running back and receiver from the same team, and you don't have to stack them. But even if you do, like you're just betting on that game to go off essentially. So it's kind of like if Miami has a high team total and you want to bet on Miami, it's okay to take 2 players from there because there's a world where 2 of them are optimal, right? And not every team's going to put up 30 points. So obviously it's thinner path compared to, you just get the right player on every game, but it's just, it's a little different. I think it's relevant for like an explosive offense like the Chiefs or Miami or the Eagles. Those kind of offenses, I think you can afford to take 2 players in the same team. So especially in DFS, it's worked really well. Obviously, if you would have took like Mostert and Achane one game, you would have been paid off in a big way, which is crazy because they're just both running backs. So, and you didn't necessarily need the quarterback there, which you actually wouldn't have wanted the quarterback as much. So we got Tyreek Hill on this squad. I think Tyreek's in for a big game. I think all of Miami's in for a big game. Obviously, not every single piece may hit for a lot, but probably 2 or 3 of them are going to have an awesome week. And I really hope Waddle is one of them. Tempted to even go like a Tua Hill Waddle or like a Tua Mostert Waddle. That might be way too thin, but it is very tempting to try it out. Like if there's a world where Waddle and Tua go for 150 and 1 each, or Hill and Waddle go for 150 and 1 each, Tua's obviously got 300 at least and then more, and that's pretty fun. I mean, that should be able to win you the tournament. I mean, I don't think that's crazy. So you can like lean into it further. Like if you're betting on Tua to have a big game, maybe Waddle comes along for the ride. It's not like a horrible thing, not even in a big contest like this. I don't think it's impossible. So I think that's the direction I'm leaning towards right now. Achane is tempting as well, but I'm going to go Waddle. I'm going to go for it. People aren't going to do this very much. And I might even get really weird and throw Hyatt in. Hyatt, I think's a good bet this week to go for 0 points or 20. So he's either literally going to do nothing or he might score a bomb touchdown and be exactly what you want. So I think it's interesting to go for him this week. I will take Laporta again if I can. I think he just has like the best, maybe the best upside of this group. Baltimore, obviously, any of the touchdowns could easily be to him. Hawkinson's obviously got a huge target share, but I don't know. Laporta might just be the one in that passing game this week. It looks like he will be. So it's pretty interesting to me. I have a couple shares of Cup like at the end of the draft, so I think I'm gonna just enjoy that. So I have this guy boxed out, the guy that has Achane, so I think I don't have to worry too much about losing out on Tua. So I'm just gonna lean into that then. So we'll see how this goes though. Does he already have a quarterback? He doesn't. Okay, so that does change it. So I'll probably take a QB next, and then hopefully I can get one of Brees, Connor, Mixon. JT is super fun too. Obviously, we got Saquon there. I think Saquon's super tempting. I mean, do we think Saquon's playing? I mean, what are the odds he's playing this week? It's just a hard thing to say. Like, there's like no information about if he's actually going to play or not. I feel like that makes a ton of sense to go to Saquon. All right. Sorry about that. Oh, man. Do I push Brees? Do I push for Brees here? I think we do. If this guy takes Tua, I don't know, I'll just be sad. Obviously, one of his next 2 picks is going to be a quarterback. One of his next 3 picks is going to be a quarterback, but I'm fine to play the game. I want to get Brees on this team. If I don't get Tua, I'll probably get this at some point, this Tua stuff, but we'll see. Let's get auto picking. If he's auto picking, theoretically he'll get Lamar Jackson, but I don't. I've been down this road before where I've seen. Fuck. Dang it. Oh god. Okay. Oh man. I think that was just greedy on my part. That's fine. Whatever. I will get this. I will get this. It's really annoying. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but like now it's like now instead of getting one thing right where Tua and Waddle have a good game, obviously Tua is gonna have a good, or Waddle and Hill have a good game, then Tua is gonna do good, of course. Now it's like Hill and Waddle do good, A-Rich does good too. I mean, I don't know. It's probably fine. In fact, it could be really fine. Like, think of a world where Hill goes for 101, Waddle goes for 121, Tua doesn't do amazing. Maybe he goes for 302, and they get a bunch of rushing touchdowns. And then you get A-Rich getting like 25, 30 points on the ground. I mean, it could be a blessing in disguise, but kind of annoying still. I think Saquon's a good play. I'm not really sure why he's not getting... Is he really just like really trending out? I don't know. I'm going to take a look. I don't care. Like if he's back, I'm... So there's a bunch of guards out for the Giants. We can always pivot. Seems like a decent bet to make. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but I think it's a decent bet. Like, betting on him to pop off. I mean, he's very live for 20 points if he plays. So, it's fine. The team didn't really go the way I wanted to anyways. I'll probably do a couple more of these just to get that Hill, Waddle, and freaking Tua stack just to have one, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. All right, so now let's go ahead and stop the screen. Let's go ahead and swap over to DK. Something in my face. Okay. Let's hop in to look at this old lineup from last week. So last week's team was actually pretty good. Honestly, pretty impressive. So we had the Fields Komet stack, which was like the absolute nuts last week. And obviously we had Chase, didn't do great, unfortunately. Puka was an absolute nuke. Josh Kelly didn't get there, although he played well. Just didn't get there. They were getting other people involved, so they clearly understand he's not very good. Josh Downs had a decent usage, but not really where he needed to be. Ravens defense was a smash too. So this team had some pieces that it needed to win. I'm curious if the top lineup had Komet, Fields. Komet. It didn't. Wow. Josh Allen. Diggs. I didn't have Diggs either. You also needed McCaffrey, so missing a lot of pieces, but it still was like a pretty good team. Puka was a very good play. At 22% ownership, even at that ownership, he's a great play. 9 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown to win the game. So not bad there. Not bad there. All right, here we go. So this is a smaller field tournament. Obviously, it's not the Million Maker, so it's definitely smaller. 4,500% contest. So I'm gonna build a lineup for this contest. As Smiz Gang, Al Smiz's league. I think he's just got a good tournament structure here for his listeners. So I kind of like chopping into it. I watched some of his videos too, but definitely appreciate him setting this up, getting a pretty good contest on the board. So let's see what we want to do. I think I want to go towards, man, I think I want to stack Stafford up. Well, we're going to start with this. We're going to start with something I usually wouldn't go to. James Conner is a guy I never touch, but his workload's been great. He's been playing well. Cardinals have been pretty surprising. So I'm sure, honestly, I probably should have been taking him more over the summer if I was so high on the Cardinals in general, which I kind of was. I was more high on Murray returning, but that doesn't look great right now. So Kupp is like max price still. So I just don't see him getting there. Tutu's a little pricey. I guess Tutu's pricey compared to like if Kupp was playing. Kupp was not playing, so that does change it a little bit. But I don't think Kupp's going to be like. I don't think he's going to be off the field. Tutu, that is. So I kind of want to go this route. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that. All right, we'll start here. So I'll go with James Conner. Start the squad off with a Chase bring back. So kind of like take the route of the game being pretty close. Arizona plays well. James Conner obviously is going to get a lot of work regardless. And then we get Jamar Chase on the comeback here. I'll go ahead and move up to the top here so you guys can see the screen a bit better. But yeah, James Conner, Jamar seems pretty fun. Actually, I might pivot off of that and go Marquise Brown instead. I think that's what I'm going to do. Do that. Marquise Brown and Chase as my mini stack at 305 window. And then I'm going to start going after a game I really like, which is obviously this Detroit-Carolina game. I feel like the targets are super consolidated to players now, like given like the recent reports. So I think I like going this as a mini stack too. Laporta, Mingo, Montgomery. Just kind of capturing like, okay, you know what? Detroit's going to score points. I'm going to get all of them. Maybe Montgomery runs into and Laporta catches one. So that's their 3 touchdowns. I think that's a very decent outcome. The touchdown potential is like getting very thin with all the people out. So if you're going to bet on anyone score touchdown, these are the top 2 guys I would bet on. So I like that a lot. We got Mingo on the comeback. I think Mingo's shown like he can earn targets, and I mean, they're probably gonna have to throw. Thielen's had some good games, and Sharks had a decent game too. So I'm kind of like betting on maybe Mingo has a similar type game. So I like that a lot. I also think I like just grabbing a Mostert share here, taking a low owned piece on a high total game. Miami has a super high total. So I think that's like a fun way to play that game as well. And then I probably can go. I wonder if I can go Hurts. I don't think I can do that. I can go Stafford with Kupp. Stafford with Puka. I could do Stafford Puka mini. But I think I want to go early quarterback and just play for these other games to disappoint, or not necessarily disappoint, but just to play these other games in a different way. So we obviously have 2 pieces on the late slate right there. And then we could throw in a cheap quarterback that could get there early. Average is $7K, so you're not getting much of a discount for Anthony Richardson. It's just tough. I really like that stack too. That's a pretty fun stack. The Shroud to like Bijan plus Dell plus Collins stack is pretty fun too. Probably pretty cheap too. Like Nico's not expensive, I don't think either. So that's a pretty fun mini stack to go for. Let's see what I want to do here. Yeah, maybe I'll stack up Burrow to chase Skinny. And then I bring back with, I'm just going to go with like, maybe I go with, it's tough. The defensive situation is kind of ugly this week. I don't hate the Saints / the Pats. I'm going to go with Pats. Pats defense is always a fun play, honestly. And then we'll go with Kyren Williams. I mean, he's honestly under-owned compared to like what we could expect from him. He's going to get a ton of work, but maybe not the guy I want to go to there. Maybe I'll go with, oh, I mean, Higgins isn't going to play, right? I don't think he's playing. I thought I got a report he was like not going to play, but maybe I misunderstood that one. Let's go Garrett Wilson. Spend up at Miami's defense isn't great. All right, we're gonna change this up a bit. Instead of bringing a bring back, let's just go straight up chase. Well, we could still do the chase thing or the Burrow chase, or we could still do the Hollywood bring back. That's fine, but I'm gonna go a different route and just grab a quarterback stack. This is tough. This is a tough building. Honestly, it's kind of hard. There's a lot of these games all three of these games are super interesting. So it's really hard to decide like where I want to allocate my player selections here. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's see what this gets me. I think I could just pay up more. Like, I think this is fine. Like, I can go with Hurts, but I want to play Hurts from this. I'm playing at that game as a stack. Just doesn't seem like it doesn't make sense to not play that game as a stacked up game. So I'll go back to Burrow. And I'll play a cheap defense and see what that gets us to. Olave. If I play Titans, I can get up to Devonta Smith. That's kind of where I want to be. How much is Kelsey? 7,600 for Kelsey. I don't know where to start this week. What's up, Christopher? I'm definitely playing Breece Hall. I love Breece Hall. I'm going to have exposure to him for sure. But yeah, I love Breece Hall too. Do not get that question. Don't get that twisted. I love me some Breece Hall. This is hard. I'm like thinking through this pretty heavily right now. I guess this is a good thing to like kind of talk through this as I'm building. It just kind of gets me in like a tough spot at flex because I want to have late swap equity. I think late swap's super important on this slate too, just because there's 4 games that have pretty viable players in it. All of them have decent totals. All of them have decent, like, good players on them. So it's very attractive to save space. Yeah, I got Mingo. I got your guy in here. I think it's a good week for him. He's back. He was getting like targeted a decent amount before he got hurt. So, and it's just not the concussions aren't serious, but it wasn't like a leg injury or something. This is tough. Seems beyond risky. I think it's fine. I'm not playing for safe. There's been a pretty low end piece that's like dominated like every single week. H-Hand, if you played H-Hand a couple weeks ago, you would have been going crazy. A lot of low end pieces go off. What was it last week? There was another low end piece that went off last week. I'm trying to remember. Which quarterback to play do you like this week? I don't know. Mingo is thin, but like he's just as thin as all of the other cheap plays. So sorry. Quarterback, I like Stafford. If you want to go cheap, I like Wilson, I guess, like Zach Wilson. Cousins, Mahomes, either of those guys are good. Like Burrow. I like A-Rich. I like Tua. And then Stroud, and that's probably where my list ends. Stroud, Tua, A-Rich, Zach Wilson, cheap, Hurts, Stafford, Burrow, Cousins, and Mahomes. Favorites are probably Stafford, Tua, A-Rich, and Mahomes. Like Rashee Rice, like this week, I think Rashee Rice is a sick play, but he's thin. I mean, Mingo got like 10 targets 2 weeks ago, 8 targets. He's getting involved in the offense, and all you need at 3,300 is like 15 points. So, like for context, Wan'Dale Robinson is like chalk this week, and he's the same, like a similar price. But like you're playing Wan'Dale to get you like 10 to 12 points. Mingo can do the same thing, if not do more. So it's like the same bet. Yeah, I like Rashee Rice a ton. Okay, so we got to figure out this team. Is it crazy to like unstack Stafford? All right, yeah, I'm going to get off the first 2 pieces I had in this lineup, and then I'm going to stack up the Philly game instead. I don't think anyone's going to want to click Cup. I don't think anyone wants to click Cup. And I don't think it's like a bad thing to not click them, but I don't think it's a good thing Back to Puka. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Trying to decide who I want to stack with Stafford, and I don't. I mean, Cup's expensive, bro. Like, he really has to get there. Obviously, it's a PPR site. Maybe Puka is the smart play with Stafford. It's tough though. It's tough. Let's see what we could do if we do Atwell, Puka. Well, I think that works. You just have to play Miami defense or Panthers defense probably. It's pretty gross. Yeah, we'll throw Cup in here. Like, Cup, what you want from Cup is 30 PPR points. And he could do that here, but it's kind of, I don't know. I don't see the ceiling on his first week back. Obviously, if there's like no word of like him being on a pitch count, then I might think something else, but maybe he won't be on a pitch count. Maybe he's just ready to go. I mean, he sounds like he wants to play, so maybe he's just going to go off right away. So maybe I'm the idiot here, but I don't know. It's just hard to say. I think there's a decent chance Tutu could go off too. Oh, this is really difficult, dude. Man. Okay, going back to this for the third time. Okay, here we go. We're back here for the third time. We throw a defense in and then just drop a flex somewhere. Should I try and finish? Yeah, I've really been building this lineup for like 25 minutes. It's just like really hard. So I'm with you there. I mean, Kyron's not a bad play. Like I just can't get to him. I don't know. It's really hard for me to get to them because I just feel like they're overpriced compared to like what they. I mean, Kyron's not really overpriced compared to his role. So maybe he is just the play. I just need to get out of my bias for him. I mean, he plays well. He scored 25 like 3 times. He gets targets. Just throw Kyron in. There's no rhyme or reason why he can't do well again. He's played against some good defenses already and played well. Like San Francisco is not a bad rush defense, and he got 28 points. That's exactly what you want. So it's tough. It's tough to build this week. I could obviously like get Hawk in there too, but it's not really that fun. Maybe I will just go Devonta Smith instead. Well, actually, it's pretty hard to get him in. Is Olave going to have a week at any point? I think Olave's time's coming, dude. Olave's really good, bro. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson in this lineup, though. I'm going to end that with Garrett Wilson, and then I'm going to go up at defense. Or just like go up at quarterback. Like, can I just play like Lamar instead? Or Anthony Richardson instead of Burrow? Then grab the Saints defense. I don't mind this because I don't necessarily think Burrow has to go off for Chase to go off. Maybe he kicks me off of Hollywood in that sense if I'm not like game stacking. So I'm gonna think through that a bit. There's a better like stack. Maybe this is where I go Rashid Rice and grab a punt. Go Jordan Addison and grab Pitt defense here. like this better. What do you think about this? Think keep Hollywood, or you think keep Hollywood and Saints D, or go this route? Grab Jordan Addison to get a piece of that Chiefs game. I like this. I like this a bit more. I think I'm like scared of Anthony Richardson this week, but I don't think I should be. I don't think I should be at all. That's probably a leak in my game. Yeah, I think Burrow can get the ball to Chase, but I don't know if he could put up a tournament winning ceiling. That's kind of where I'm at too. Yeah, it's tough. A-Rich is, I mean, obviously the Titans have a great rush defense, but I don't think A-Rich is gonna. I think A-Rich is gonna have a good game. There's no reason to think he shouldn't. He might throw the ball more, and obviously he still has just as much upside to run in some touchdowns. Obviously Taylor's back, which changes the dynamic a bit, but they're gonna want to get him involved. But I think I like this more. Addison has a good chance to go off this week. Even if he doesn't, I mean, maybe he gets a 70-yard touchdown. Not unlikely at all, or not super unlikely. He's done it like 3 times already. He's had a deep touchdown, but I think I like this for a small tournament. Obviously, if I was doing like a large field tournament, I probably would go a little less stacky. Obviously, because I went the Carolina-Detroit stack, but I mean, I'm pretty mixed Steeler D, too much risk. Well, I'm not worried about risk in a DraftKings lineup. I don't think we should be scared. But I mean, I don't know who has a better floor here. I think Steelers are probably the best bet here. Just because my thought is that game is a low total, and maybe they have a floor for that, but obviously Steelers usually keep these games close at home. Obviously Lamar's next to impossible. No, I mean, you can win without your defense going off. And I don't see any defenses like under the Steelers that like could go off. Like, you think the Rams are going to go off, or the Vikings, or the Titans? I'm not going to play the Titans defense against A-Rich. Panthers, not doing that. Giants. I mean, I think this makes sense, given that's like the cheapest guy I can get to. Obviously, I could go down from Addison to someone else, and grab someone else. True. Yeah. It's just the problem would be is if I could go to Tutu Atwell too. That's tempting. You like Tutu or Addison more? Probably Addison makes more sense, but yeah. Like, the problem would be is if like Titans defense is chalk and they go for like 25 points, that's when I lose. But I don't see that happening. Especially not when I'm building with Anthony Richardson in my lineup anyways. But I think Pittsburgh will keep the game close and have like a decent performance. I mean, I don't think they're going to go off because Lamar is looking pretty good. So, well, either the game stays close and it's ugly, or there's just a low scoring game, which I think is, both things are probably likely. Low total game. But yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Obviously, I got a little bit of a game stack. The rest of it's kind of like picking pieces in every game. Obviously, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to touch the Chiefs. I know they're going to score, but I'm not going to figure out who it is. I'm just going to grab Jordan Addison. Like, Pacheco could score. Clyde could score. McKinnon could score. Kelsey's obviously there. We got Rice. We got MVS. So many options. Let me just take Jordan Addison on the other side, explosive receiver, and then got Mostert as a flop lag play where everyone's all over Achane. Maybe Mostert jumps in a couple touchdowns. I got Montgomery there that should honestly probably run like 30 times, judging by last week. Gibbs might be out, doubtful. We got Laporta as well. Just capture the targets that Amon-Ra may be leaving up. It's better than earlier. I like it. Yeah. I think I do too. We got to a good spot here. We got Anthony Richardson as just a play to score some points for us. A little bit more upside than Burrow, so I like going to him instead. We have the Mingo bring back, which is just a thin play, but I think he's earned a lot of targets, so hopefully he can outscore Wan'Dale Robinson. Maybe he gets a touchdown. We've seen pieces of that offense hit before. We have Chase that should get all the targets in the Bengals offense without Higgins on there. And yeah, we got Steelers defense. Hopefully, he gets a couple sacks, gets me a nice little floor there. Maybe they get a defensive touchdown. Maybe they just keep the game close, and it's a low-scoring dogfight, which a lot of those Steeler games ends up being there. Hey, man, Mingo's one of your favorite best ball picks. If you don't have faith in Mingo, then what are you doing? Gotta have faith in Mingo. He's running all the routes. What more can you ask for? Not my favorite play, but hey, man, I think being uncomfortable is the hardest thing as a fantasy player to do, but I think it's literally the most important thing you could do. Yeah, I mean, he got hurt. I mean, he was playing well. He had I had him in a pick 'em. He had 35 yards in the first quarter, and then got a concussion. I mean, he had 27 yards or something like that, but he got hurt early in the game. So, I agree. I would like Mingo to go off too, but he is a thin bet, but those are the thin bets that you want to take where they're a rookie, they have upside, they have unknown potential. I mean, that was the A-Chain play 2 weeks ago where no one played him, no one touched him, no one wanted to play him. I've heard some people talk about Mingo, to be fair, but no one even talked about A-Chan, and then he goes off for 50 points. Obviously a very low likely thing, but that's the kind of bets you want to make. I think overall, as a fantasy community, people are just always too scared. I'm not talking about just you specifically. I just mean in general. Yeah, Panthers are bad, dude. Panthers are BAD bad. But I think there's just a hive mind where we're always slightly too worried about stuff, where I think that's your biggest edge is to lean into uncertainty. To a certain extent, obviously there's, you're like, oh, I'm going to keep picking Trey Lance when it looks like he's not going to play this year. That probably isn't very smart. But you're like, hold on, well, what if Puka Nacua is really good? What if he plays a lot? What if the Rams are good? Then you get paid off in a big way. What if A-Chan's actually good and just isn't playing because he's a rookie? He's good. He seems like he's pretty good. There's these different little pieces. What if one of the Chiefs receivers do good? Then you're looking at something really, really great. So maybe Rashee Rice is that guy. Maybe it's Sky still. I don't know. But those are the kind of things that I think people are too scared of. Think of kind of doing a review / rant right now, but who cares? Should be fun to kind of chat about it a bit. I will do my portfolio review probably next week as well. If not, maybe the week after that, but we'll see. It should be soon. So look forward to that. I'm just going to probably pull a bunch of teams, maybe bring a guest on to chat about them, but pull a bunch of teams that we like and kind of talk about them a bit. But I mean, think about it. DeAndre Swift, no one wanted to touch that backfield. Everyone's disgusted by DeAndre Swift. Oh man, this guy sucks. He got kicked off the Lions. No one wants him. He's going in the pick 100 range, going in the 8th round of fantasy drafts. Turns out he's the best running back on the team at this point. Best running back on the team. Gets a ton of work. He's a smash. No one wanted to take any of them that much, or no one was convicted enough to take them. And Swift might have been Swift was the highest ADP, but not enough to the point where people were actually wanting to take him that much. He fell a good amount too. So those are the kind of things that I just think about. There's going to be tons of situations where you get burnt by that. Right now, JSN's not looking great, but I still have faith in that. Still have hope for that, but they need to get his ADOT up, obviously. But that's another bet that's not paying off right now, but I'm okay with it. My teams aren't dead with it. Breece Hall was looking kind of rough, but I think he's in a good spot. I started to build my teams with Breece with a little more upside. So obviously the Gibbs thing's tough because Gibbs is obviously expected to be a early start guy, but he actually is been the opposite. So he's kind of just been rough, just to how slow he started. I think people expected him to slow start, but not this slow. And he might miss a game, so that's really rough. And then obviously the bye week next week. So not ideal for the Gibbs stuff, but still faith in him long term as well. But there's just so many instances where the fantasy as a whole will play too scared And I think that's just like the biggest lesson that I've learned. And it sucks. It's not fun to play to be, to jump onto those players that you don't feel great about, because I've done it many times and it doesn't work out. But the times where it does pay off are like the biggest payouts. So that's my biggest lesson I've learned over the past 3-4 years of playing. Because I was pretty fearful of a lot of stuff, and I feel like that's like just my biggest growth I've come through. And obviously, like I said, it bites me in the ass a lot too, but I think it's really good to grow from that, in my opinion. You can't be too risk averse where you like don't care about risk, but you can't be too scared at the same time. Some players play very, very scared, and that's obviously not great. I think some things are just random and unpredictable. Really is just completely guessing to get to the very top. Definitely in best ball. Yeah, definitely in best ball. Like you gotta get through the gauntlet of the playoffs. You gotta get through the gauntlet of picking the right players that don't get hurt. But I think there's a lot of skill in like DFS and stuff like that, like building smartly at least. Obviously, you still gotta get lucky. Like if you're gonna win anything, you're gonna get lucky at some point. So better to be lucky than good, but you could still try to use the right process and at least give yourself a chance that way. I think there's a lot of players that aren't playing that gives themselves the best chance to win. Doesn't mean they can't win. Anyone could win, but I think giving yourself the best chance by like building structurally sound teams, and obviously, you never know. Injuries happen. You could get in rough situations from that, but it's all about just trying it out. So like all my high stake teams are horrendous right now. I have one high stake team that actually like has legs, which is fine. I've only did like 4 teams that were high stakes, but man, that sucks. I have one team that like has a fighting chance. The rest of them are like dead. Playing Giants is the week of the type of thing crazy to take one. That I don't think I'd ever do, but I think as far as I would go is I would play Daniel Jones, but I don't see a play where Giants D. Yeah, you can talk me into it. Giants D scores a touchdown, scores a special teams touchdown. It's there, but like, in terms of like the Miami Dolphins not scoring on them, I find that like as like a 2% outcome. I think they're going to score I think they're going to put up like 30 points. Vegas agrees with that, but you could talk me into Giants defense. Even then, like they're like the cheapest defense on the slate. So if you use that defense salary savings to your advantage, there's worlds where you can win off of it. So, maybe like you throw Giants defense in, and that gets you up to Jamar Chase on your team instead of Devonta Smith, and then that wins you all the money. That's very possible. So. Yeah, or you get the world where 2 of those 2 picks have an implosion game, and then you're like really happy. Not a bet I would want to make, but because I love Miami and I think they're really good. But in Vegas, obviously agrees, but I don't see a problem with that. I think that makes a lot of sense, but mostly the fact that it could save you salary to do other stuff, not really the fact that I think the Giants defense could like do good without that. So, yeah, that kind of stuff is always crazy. Like stuff that makes no sense that wins. Those are the kind of stuff I won't ever get on. Like maybe you could talk yourself into it, but a lot of times like there's no sense into like some of the winning lineups, and you just got to like tip your hat to them and be like, you know what, they had a better lineup than me. They played really well, or whatever they end up doing. Sometimes it's straight up luck, and other times like you see it, like man, that was really smart. And usually those are the times where I try to learn from it. Either way, I try to learn from it, because even if you don't make sense of it, it's still like a learning process. But there's a lot of times where you look at something and you're like, man, that makes a lot of sense. Like, man, that made a ton of sense to go Justin Fields commit and then not take anyone else from that team and then go a different route. Obviously, I was on Justin Fields commit. I had a couple lineups of him, but not the other pieces around it. But still made sense. I had Diggs in a couple lineups too, so I was able to like break even in a sense on DK, but had a nice weekly winners team too, so that was cool. I don't have DJ Moore this week, so I might be toasted there, but that's okay. Weekly winners has been fun. been having some nice teams on there. I had a team in the top 100 last week. Almost got there, but was pretty good. Pretty good team. Hey, buddy. All right. Well, yeah, that was fun. Definitely chatted. Got kind of into weeds this time, so that was pretty fun. Jumping into the nerdy stuff, talking about roster construction and like also just talking about my lessons. The value I found in fantasy, and obviously I talk about finding value in life too is also very important too. It's just the whole point of the channel, trying to find value in everything that we do. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So missed the drip. Yeah, you did miss the drip. We talked about our lineups a bit. All right, we'll do a battle royale. We'll do a battle royale for the homies. Talked about our lineup from last week, and we cashed last week. With the Fields commit stack was pretty lit. But yeah, we'll hop in one more. We'll hop in one more for the folks. But yeah, it's just a good little time here. Appreciate you enticing that for me, Christopher. Kind of giving me some juice to kind of talk about something that's like important to me. Obviously from a fan's perspective, but just in general. But it's honestly just learning from mistakes is like the most important thing in general. So, and I've made a lot of mistakes in fantasy. I will be the first to admit that. I feel like I'm becoming a better player. I put volume into it. I feel like I've gotten smarter about what I'm doing. I think my biases fall through a bit. Yeah, Top Shot. That's not fantasy, but yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind. But yeah, I mean, ton of fun. Fantasy, ton of fun. Definitely one of the brighter spots that I found, like in terms of just like hobbies I found that I really enjoy. All right, buddy. Can you sit down? Thank you. Got Luke Big Shots in here. Josh Dobbs doubles for all the money. What's up, Ohana card breaks? Welcome back. Josh Dobbs doubles for all the money. Not bad. Not bad. All right, give me Bijan. What could you go Chase? Chase for the Josh Dobbs double. I'll go Bijan. I like Bijan this week. I think Bijan's in the realm to like go absolutely hamburger this week. What pick we got? The 4 pick. Go to the bottom. We got the 104. Got Bijan Robinson on our squad. Yeah, I like a lot of. It's like fun. I think Mostert's still like a value right now. And I know Achane is all the hotness, and I love Achane, but I think it. I'm gonna get Mahomes Bijan. This is weird, but I'm gonna go that way. Everyone I almost had a JJ Mahomes team, but I got sniped by someone unstacked. So I just think getting Mahomes with like different people is good. You don't have to get him with Kelsey. This is probably a Rashee Rice squad. So chasing a number 1 hit in DFS. Got second in the 100 buy-in DK if you know that's as close as I got it. Hey, that's pretty good. Second place is always good. I got second as well. That's bad. I gotten first in an NBA contest, and I've gotten second in a DFS fantasy. Jesus, DFS football contest, $50 single entry. Could not speak. That's insane though. I haven't got that close on the spy. The spy is really fun, but I have not gotten that close on the spy. I haven't gotten even close to the top. But it hit. I think last year. Was it last year? Last year or 2 years ago, I had a red zone team get second place. That was awesome. So that's good stuff though. It's fun, dude. Fun to try to take down tournament. It's so hard. So hard. That's sick though. Congrats, man. Hopefully you get it. Hopefully you get the first place this year. I'm rooting for you. If not, then in best ball at least. In one of your tournaments that you're in. You gotta let me win one at least. Okay, so let's get Mandrews for I will actually. It's been rough early. We'll get managers for Ohana card breaks in here. Feel good about all these tight ends. All these guys are live to score 20 points. So I have been trying to hammer Laporta, but I'll grab a manager's share. Can't get Lamar. That's fine. I mean, is there a piece on the Pittsburgh? Is there a piece on Pittsburgh that like looks good? Like Pickens going undrafted. Like, should he be undrafted? I don't know. Like Pickens can go for 101. He's done it before. When he played against me in fantasy, did it before. Pickett's playing, so that might be better off than expected. But hopefully I can get Nico here. Please let me get Nico. Nico's great here. Yeah. I think my biggest mistake. This year's been okay for me. Like whatever it's called, death ball wise, but it's not like perfect. But no one has a perfect portfolio. But like I said, my Brees Hall smashed, man. Oh, he went before me. Sorry, too late. I like Nico a lot there. I'm happy I got him. But we're all on the Brees Hall train. I'm ready for the Brees Hall train. A lot of Brees Hall teams haven't got off the ground yet. My biggest leak is like those Kyron and Puka teams are just like supercharged, bro. Like it's so sad. I didn't get like any, but it's not the end of the world. But it is a major miss to not have them in your portfolio. But I have some other guys that are like really low owned that I like, so I'm happy about them. But like they're not. No one's hitting like Kyron and Puka. So 4th and 5th round, yeah, that's sick. When you get 4th and 5th round, Andrews Lamar is pretty awesome. I think that would have been lit last week. I mean, is Laporta even like the worst pick here? Like Laporta get 20? Is that crazy? Is this stupid to take another tight end? Because I kind of want to. Kind of want to do it. Somebody 4th or 5th best balls have maybe 10% placing right now. Yeah, at least you're in the mix. Semi good thing is Kyron and Puka weren't drafted in every draft league. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, if they were drafted in every draft, I probably would be down horrendous right now. I'll grab Rashid Rice. I won't grab Laporta. But I think, that's big thing for sure. The advance rate is going to be extremely high on those guys, Kyron and Puka. But yeah, the fact that they're not in every single draft should be nice. Hill should blast off. You talk about Justice Hill. I don't know what to think about that Ravens backfield. They're all going to have good weeks. Gus, Hill. Honestly, I wish I took some Keaton Mitchell. As sick as that sounds. Tyreek Hill. I knew you like Justice Hill, so I didn't know who you were talking about. Yeah, I love Hill. Yeah, Hill looks like a smash this week as well. Pretty much, you take Tyreek Hill in this whenever you can. I'll do one more after this. All right, I think I want to go with. Is Addison still here? Oh yeah, give me Jordan Addison. Absolutely. So we got 3 pieces of the biggest total game on the slate. Jordan Addison gets a bomb. Rashid Rice gets a couple touchdowns. Sick team. Love it. Took him in Resurrection. Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, I took Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, and I'm kind of regretting. I wish I took Justice Hill or Keaton Mitchell. We'll do one more. Oh, I got the 106. Pain. I'll jump in one. Oh, shoot. Did you get in? No, you're not in. I'll have to check what the high stake team is doing, Christopher. I want to see. Maybe I'll take a look on this other tab. Let me see here. I want to check on the high stakes lobby that I'm in with you and see what place you're in and what place I'm in. Like I said, my high stake teams are dreadful, so you're probably ahead of me on that. Which one are you in? Or is it this? Is it the one I'm in first in? Imagine. The only one that I'm doing good in. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, we're both at the bottom. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I'll pull it up here in a second. Me and Christopher rock at the bottom of the screen. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up in a second. Our teams are dust, bro. We're 11th and 12th. Pain. I just got second spot in a different one. Get that Tyreek Hill share. David Montgomery went 101 in this one. What the hell? People are out. Bijan Robinson. I'll go Chase. I don't have a Chase team. Oh, wait. Chase AJ Brown? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, give me that. Chase AJ Brown. That seems good to me. I feel good having some late Cup. I don't know about taking Cup now. I just feel like if Cup's going to be the guy you want, you're not in good shape. I have one Chow that's doing good. The other one is 11th place, and you're in 12th place. We're both doing bad. Monty going for 50. That's why you got to get him at 101. I'll see if my team's live. I'll look at your team after. Okay, we'll look at our teams here in a second. It's funny. We're 11th and 12th, Christopher. I was hoping to see you at the top, at least. Are you fade on DFS too? Monty? I don't know. He's like coming in. He's like becoming like a guy I don't want to fade at all. But I mean, I think if you don't play him, play Carolina defense, or play Laporta or Reynolds or one of those guys. I think. How many chows did you end up doing? I did 4 high stakes on Underdog, plus an eliminator team on Underdog, and the rest of it was like I did one high stake team on DK. So, oh, awkward. Someone's got to tell me when I don't have my background right. Noob over here. Probably dumb to full fade game. I mean, you can full fade that game. It's fine. I just don't see. It's really hard to see Montgomery not scoring a touchdown. But, I mean, if he scores 1 touchdown, you're fine. If he scores 2, then you're in trouble. 4 all bad. Yeah, I got 1 doing good. The other 3 are literally, like, dead last. So, that is, Brees went. Damn. This is like a good spot to take Puka. Ooh, tight end's getting absolutely freaking rinsed right now. Woof. Tight end's getting absolutely destroyed. I'll do that. Same theory as like I was talking about earlier. Like, okay, I don't mind taking 2 players from the same team. Eagles are gonna score 30 points. Give me 2 Swift touchdowns. Give me an AJ Brown touchdown. But that's fine. Got him at 17. Not sure if he's been following Chig. If you need Chig or Conquo. You serious? Ugh. I should take Chig on my my A-Ridge teams. I should be taking more Chiggy. Ugh. Chig or Conquo. Not great. He's fine. I think Hopkins is kind of cool this week too. I'm surprised you're not on Hopkins. This is pretty fun though. Chase, AJ Brown, Puka with Swift. Seems fine. Maybe I will go Chig. Chig's the guy you need this week. Puka falling to 17. Okay, I figured that's what you meant. I like Hop. Don't want to miss the Chig week. Don't want to miss Chig week. be. We'll see if A-Rich falls back to me here, then I might go A-Rich and Chig Okonkwo. All right, buddy, hold on. We're almost done. Almost done. Thanks for watching, guys, by the way. Appreciate you hanging out. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow, everyone. Hopefully you guys bink some tournaments. A-Rich goes fast pace. A-Rich is gone. Mostert's gone. Looks like we're going to Stafford here. Stafford Higbee isn't bad either, but I don't really want to full-on stack that game. I go Goddard. I'm not doing that. Who do I want at tight end? Woof, man, this is gross. Better than a rule out of any tight end stack with A-Rich. Yeah, that's fair. Let's play Waller. Kyle Pitts. Undrafted Kyle Pitts. Oh my God, no. Oh, let's stack the game. Whatever. Crazier things have happened. That game goes for 70 points. We're looking good. We got Jamar Chase with the game stack of the Rams Philly game. Seems fine. Highest on tight end is Pitts. Oh God. No. All right, let me pull up this team. You can see me and Christopher's dusted squads. All fun here, Christopher. No hate. I have a lot of dusted teams. I'm just messing around. But it's funny that we're both second. We're both at the bottom. It's really funny. Oh, you're done with your squad? Let me look. Team: A-Rich, B Hall, T Hill, Nacua, Hopkins, Goddard. That looks really good. That looks really good. Kind of scared. That's your first squad in this? It's not bad at all. Tyreek Hill with Brees, Nacua, and Hopkins. Ooh, got the Hopkins bring back with A-Rich. Got Goddard as one-off. Goddard, squeaky wheel. Could be the game you need. Yeah, I think so too. Love it only is Goddard, but they did say they want to. The only question is Goddard. They said when they get him in. Yeah, exactly. Early boards are killing. All right, let's look at the squad. First draft this week. Let's go to the bottom. All right, let's look at this team. Let's look at my team. CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson. I don't hate that start still. Mark Andrews feels fine. Jahmyr Gibbs obviously really bad, really bad at running back. This is our Chow team, I believe. Yeah, this is the Chow team with Christopher in here too. Damian Pierce, Jackson Smith and Jigba, not great. Dotson has been really bad. Javonte's not really bad, but I mean, at least they're all alive still. They're all playing still. JSN's obviously a slow start. Dotson's been having a rough start. I played Lazard on this team, which is surprising. Oh, I have Aaron Rodgers. Okay. So there's my first dead roster spot. Aaron Rodgers gone. I'm rocking with Jordan Love naked. 2 dead running backs at the end with Conklin. We got Marvin Mims and Rashee Rice at least. Oof, this team is bad. That team is bad. Holy. Eckler killed me and I hyper build. Let's see what you got. Eckler, Mahomes. Eckler will be back next week. That's fine. Hopkins at 32 is really painful. And Christian Kirk's been playing real. Tony at 56 is really painful. That's max pain. You got Deontay Johnson. That's also max pain. Madison's okay. Michael Thomas is fine. Harris is max pain. Mingo, okay. Mingo's got a chance. Jawan Johnson was really disappointing this year. I'm surprised he hasn't done better. Everett's been fine, getting cucked by Parham. John Mechie, that stinks at 161, but not horrible. Fournette, I'm waiting for Fournette to come back too. Let me move out of the way. Sorry. Fournette. I'm waiting for Fournette to play as well. We got Josh Palmer. Hey, Josh Palmer looks good. Michael Mayer, Sean Tucker, probably dead. Yeah, we're both probably dead here. I mean, I'm rocking Jordan Love solo YOLO. I mean, my team is alive, but Jordan Love's going to have to become Aaron Rodgers without the injury for this team to have a chance, probably. And I have 2 dead running backs, which really sucks. And my other running backs aren't doing much of a favor either. So dead like roster spots, as in they're not playing. Could have at least got Reed on the Love stack. Unlucky. Yeah, those I have a couple like I don't know what happened. Like my high stakes teams, like I forgot how to stack. Like they're all really bad stack wise, but could be worse. At least I have one team that's live. My field stack is very live, at least. So, yeah, fun stuff. Appreciate you guys hanging out. That was a good time. It's all right, Christopher. We have a lot of dead teams. I just wish your best teams were in the high stakes, right? It's like, man, like why couldn't my first place teams be in high stakes instead? Like, what the heck is this? But it happens. But anyways, appreciate you guys hanging out. That was a lot of fun. I will catch you guys next time. Hopefully this next couple of weeks we get some. I'll get a stream up for like some live sweats. Gonna have some NBA best ball next week. Gonna do some lineup reviews next week. Yeah, should be a ton of fun. Probably get some guests on to do some work with reviewing teams as well. So yeah, super fun. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I kind of went on some rambles. Take any win. Yeah, true. I'm happy with any advancing team. I'm happy with. Just hope I get as much as possible. Yeah, fun time. Good luck everybody tomorrow. Good luck in your fantasy leagues. Good luck in your DFS, Underdog, everything like that. Appreciate it. That was a ton of fun as always. So I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your weekend and yeah, peace out, guys. Later.